everybody. Welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie, Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie, Jessica.
So, Mandy, tell them what we're doing today.
We are doing a collab video with Bookmarked by Jen and Amber Reads Romance, and it is all about book boyfriends.
I'm so excited
Me
to see everybody's book boyfriends.
Yes. And we don't know each other's. Like
No.
you and I don't. So we're each going to have, you and I are going to have 5, and I believe they'll each have 5. So I cannot wait to go watch their videos and see what they picked.
I think they said they might do 10 because they can, where you and I have to break it up because that would be a very long video. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, but before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We still are doing our Road to 1K giveaway, and we are still giving away the signed copy of Elsie Silver's Flawless in her discreet cover. You will get an extra entry if you also follow us on Instagram, and that information is all linked down below. So don't forget to hit subscribe and then go follow us on Instagram. We are extremely close to giving this away. Hopefully we'll be doing it within the next week. And then after that, we have other things we're giving away as well. So just subscribe if you want to be a part of all that. It's so much fun.
Yes. Road to 1K giveaway.
Our Road to 1K giveaway. Okay, I am dying here. You got to start us out. Who is your first book boyfriend?
This is going to be so shocking. Pike.
I was going to say, is it Pike?
From Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. So, Birthday Girl is about Jordan and Pike. Jordan is 19 and she just has kind of a loser of a boyfriend. Let's just be honest. He's a loser. He doesn't keep a job. Like, the only reason they even have an apartment is because of Jordan, and he does some stuff that messes that up. And so now they're going to be homeless, and they end up moving in with Pike, who is her boyfriend's dad. And he just really, Pike just feels for Jordan. Like, her car doesn't run, and his son is just kind of a loser. And he has some guilt for that because his son ended up staying with his mother, and Pike tried to be involved, but it was just the mom like really kind of poisoned him against his dad. So they're trying to rebuild their relationship, and Pike just feels really like guilty, I think, that his son doesn't treat Jordan better. So he's trying to make up for that in some ways, because Jordan is trying really hard to pull their weight around the house. And she like makes Pike lunches and takes care of groceries and food and stuff like that, and tries to keep the house clean, while his son just lounges around and does nothing. Mm-hmm. So Pike is just really, he's trying to take care of Jordan, and he starts to have feelings for Jordan, and Jordan starts to develop feelings for him, but they fight those feelings because it's not like appropriate, you know? But Pike is just the ultimate book boyfriend because he truly takes care of Jordan. He cares about her. He wants her to be independent and have the life that she wants, but he wants to do whatever he can to help ease that and make it better for her. So he's so perfect. Top that, Jessica.
Oh, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Are you ready?
Yes. What's your
first?
You
actually might fight me on this one, but.
Uh-oh.
ATN.
Oh, okay.
ATN is the perfect book boyfriend. And I'll tell you why.
Tell us.
Okay, so this is The Surviving Trace by Calla Reed. This is actually a trilogy, and it's about Serene and ATN. So Serene is from our time, and she finds this picture. She works with antiques. She has an antique store, and she finds this picture from the early 1800s of these 4 guys sitting on the steps of this plantation house. And one of them, like, she's just drawn to the picture, and she becomes obsessed with it over the next few days. And then all of a sudden, like, her fiance, she's engaged, her fiance and her have a fight one night, and he takes the picture and he throws it in the fireplace, and she tries to rescue it. And when all of this happens, she starts to hear sounds that don't belong where she is. Like, it sounds like a party, and she's at home, and it's like just before Christmas, and she can hear this party. So all of a sudden she falls through time, and she's in the early 1900s in this huge house in Charleston, South Carolina, and there's a party going on, and she's dressed up because her and her fiance had gone out to dinner, and everybody is calling her by her name, but they're acting like they know her, and she has no clue who these people are. And then she meets ATN, who insists that she is his wife, but he is not playing her games. And he's this gruff, grumpy guy. Come to find out, she has traveled back in time, and he is married to Serene, who looks just like her, but is a complete bitch to him. She is this horrible person, and she's trying to tell him the whole time, "I am not your wife," while trying to get back to her time. And they slowly start to develop a relationship once he starts to believe her, and it moves forward from there. So this all happens like literally just before the Titanic sinks, if that gives you any indication of the time period. And she's able to use that knowledge of the Titanic to get him to believe her. So ATN is just, ATN's a perfect book boyfriend because, okay, yes, he's brooding. I like him to brood a little bit, okay? But he's willing to do whatever it takes to get Serene back to her time, but he's also not willing to stifle who Serene is. She's quirky. She's a little different. She's not like his wife, but he and her, just the chemistry is there, and he's just all about taking care of her. Plus, he is a Southern gentleman, okay? We all want a Southern gentleman. Let's be honest. So that is ATN. That is my I will die on that hill. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
My next book boyfriend is Lucky from Don't Kiss the Bride by Carrie Ann Cole.
Again, I'm not surprised. Yeah.
You didn't guess this one when you were trying to guess.
I didn't when I was trying to guess it, but it was there. I'm like, there has to be a Carrie Ann Cole guy. It has to be, hands down. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Don't Kiss the Bride is probably one of the best books ever written.
According to Mandy.
Oh, no, according to fact, Jessica. Fact. Okay. This is about, oh my gosh, it looks like there's something on my book cover. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's just a glare. Sorry, folks.
It looks like it's a fingerprint. I can see it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Wait.
Oh my gosh. Call in the National Guard. You all right there, Mandy? Okay.
I've almost got it.
Don't worry, they'll all understand. Okay.
Okay. So Lucky. This is about Lucky and oh my god, I forgot her name, Skylar. I'm so distraught over
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. So this is about Lucky and Skylar. Lucky is a construction worker in his 30s. Skylar is still in high school. And Skylar lives with a mom who is a hoarder, who actual hoarder like you would see on that TV show Hoarders. And she has pretty much just given up on life and Skylar has to take care of herself. And things are so bad that Skylar has her bedroom door padlocked and she comes and goes through her window to keep her mom from being able to get into her room and hoarding things. She has a lot of food issues due to growing up with a mom who is a hoarder and not always having safe to eat food in the house. And so she has a little mini fridge and she basically lives off a couple of things to eat. So she's not in the best of health right now. And one day when she's leaving school, she's walking to her job after school and she collapses. And Lucky is working as a construction worker across the street at this house and he sees her. So he goes over to help her. And this is how they basically first meet. And then he gets to know her a little bit and then eventually finds out just what crappy situation she's living in. So everything starts off just very he's just basically a concerned citizen. Skylar's just trying to get through life right now. And she ends up having to go to the hospital and it turns out she needs some different things, some medicines and some different stuff, treatment. And she can't afford it because she's, only in high school and her mom doesn't take care of her. So Lucky feels really bad for her and he doesn't quite understand why, but all of a sudden he finds himself offering to marry her so she can be on his medical insurance. And Skylar she lives in such a crappy situation that she ends up taking him up on it. And their one rule is don't kiss the bride. But as you know, if you read the blurb, they do. And that kind of, as the book says, seals their fate forever. The reason that Lucky is such a wonderful book boyfriend is because he genuinely cares about Skylar. Like, he is older, but he goes out on a limb to take her in and take care of her and offer her things, like just basic things that she needs just to make her life better. So I guess there's kind of a theme with my book boyfriends of just like taking care of the other person, but it's not done in a controlling manner. It's done in a truly like, I just want to try and make your life better, and I am in a situation where I can.
It's funny that yours all seem to have that theme, because mine, as I was like writing out this list, are all silent, brooding assholes. So I think we both have our thing, apparently. So,
I guess so.
Okay. So my next book boyfriend is from a book that I read earlier this year, and it is Eben, and he's from Second to the Right by T.S. Kinley. So this is a reverse harem. So he does share you with his friends. He's so good about sharing. It's great. But Eben. So Eben is one of the Lost Boys. But let's talk about this book, and I'll tell you all about Eben. So this is a part. So right now there's only 2 books out. The 3rd book comes out on the 23rd of this month. And this is a continuation of the Peter Pan story. So it's not a retelling, it's a continuation. This happens hundreds of years later after Peter Pan wraps up. And Peter has done something to cause him to actually age. So now him and the Lost Boys are, in their 20s. At least that's how they look. Peter cannot forget Wendy, and he had a pact with Wendy. He had made a promise that he would come back every year for May Day or for spring cleaning and bring a darling daughter back with him. And so he hasn't done it for a while, but he gets the urge to do it again. And he sees Gwen. Gwen is like the great granddaughter of Wendy Darling. And so he stalks her for a while, and then he goes and he gets her on a really bad night. She's been attacked by a boyfriend, and she's drunk at this point, and she's having a really crappy night. And Peter walks in and says, "I'm taking you to Neverland." And so he takes her, and he's there with his Lost Boys, and they are all grown up. When you're in Neverland, you start to forget about your home, what's going on back home. And she is actually taking care of a sister who is dying of cancer. So there's a lot happening there. And so I absolutely love this. Could not put this series down when I picked it up. I'm dying for the 3rd book. But Eben, I actually have a picture. Oh wait, hold on. Our dear Eben here. I mean, how pretty is that? Who wouldn't want him for a book boyfriend? He's one of the Lost Boys. And he is, not only is he friggin' hot, but he is the silent brooding type, and he is going to take a little bit more time to warm up to you. But when he gets there, he is the one that's actually really deep. He's the one that would sit around and read books with you. Because why wouldn't you? Once you get his loyalty, dang, don't do anything to screw that up, okay? Because it took a while to get it. But, silent brooding hottie. He's going to do whatever it takes to keep you safe from Captain Hook. Let me tell you what, just... God, I love Eben.
Gee, I don't think you've told us that.
I do. Wait, there's a quote. I have to hold him upside down. No, I'm not going to read you the quote, but...
Get yourself together, woman.
Talking about boyfriends, okay. Getting hot and bothered now.
My 3rd book boyfriend is the only one that I don't own the book for, and I've been...
What?
I know. I wanted to buy the book, but I can only find it in paperback, and I did find it in hardback, but I didn't care for the cover. It's just plain. There's really nothing on it. So I'm hoping to get a fancy copy of it someday, or I don't know. Maybe. I just can't justify spending $35 on a paper or on a hardback book when I don't like the cover.
Right.
But I do like this book boyfriend. So my next book boyfriend, Jessica, are you ready? It is Dr. Cameron Stanton.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Dr. Stanton. Oh, where do I start? So, this book is about Ashley and Cameron Stanton. And Ashley is in Vegas, and she's having a great time with her friends. And this is not something she normally does, but she is there, and this guy starts hitting on her at the club, and she just wants him to get lost. So she walks up and grabs this random man and just kisses him. And she's like, pretend to be my husband. And he kisses her back, and she is immediately like, oh wow. And he takes her back over to where his friends are, and he's like, hey guys, I just got married while I was over at the bar. Meet my wife. And that is, I think, the moment that I like fell in love with him. His sense of humor in that moment was hilarious. And then they spend the rest of her time in Vegas consummating their marriage. So then we fast forward a little bit, and Ashley is finishing up medical school and she needs to go do her residency. And she gets into Dr. Stanton's program, and he is a very high profile doctor. Her guy that she was with in Vegas, though, they didn't exchange formalities, and he told her he was like a mechanic in Texas, and she knew that wasn't true. But they didn't actually exchange enough information. So she has no idea who Dr. Stanton is, and he has no idea who she is until she shows up there and meets him. And so this is kind of where the story really starts to go. Dr. Stanton actually does a few things that I was not happy about. And I don't want to give anything away, so I won't say what he does. But Jessica, I think this might be where your famous line of "just keep reading" came in.
Yep. Yep.
But Dr. Stanton, he is kind of a little wild. He does some things like he's a member of a club, and he's not my typical go-to guy, but there is something about Dr. Stanton that just makes him irresistible to Ashley and apparently to me.
Funny how that happens, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you? I don't think you're gonna be surprised about my next one.
Okay.
You ready?
Sticks and stones.
No, there's no Grace McGinty in here.
Oh, okay.
Shockingly enough, there's not. I know.
Oh.
It's Sticks. I love me some Sticks from It Ain't Me, Babe.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you just want to take him home and play with him all day. So for those of you who haven't read It Ain't Me, Babe, you really need to. But this is dark, obviously, so check your triggers on these. But this is about a motorcycle club. So this is about Sticks and May. Sticks cannot talk. He has an extremely horrible stutter, so he signs. And there's only been 2 people in his life.
That's why he's the perfect book boyfriend, because he can't
talk. But he does talk to May, But anyhow, yeah, imagine an argument with him. Just, yeah, okay, wouldn't happen. So anyhow, he can only talk at this point when he's like somewhere around the age of 10. When the book starts off, he can only talk to 2 people, and that's his dad and his best friend Kai. And one day he's out with his dad. They're doing some stuff for the club. He sees this fence, and when he goes to the fence, there's this 8-year-old girl on the other side, and he's actually able to talk to her. And she won't talk back to him, but he's able to talk to her. And he's just intrigued by this young girl. Which he's a kid as well. And then they're separated, and we fast forward a few years later. So that young girl was May. She was a part of a cult, and she is still in that cult. And this is her wedding day. She's being married off to the prophet, and she does not want to, obviously. So she escapes, and she's injured in the escape. And a trucker picks her up, and then she gets dropped off outside of this compound where she just is like, stop, leave me here. She's lost a lot of blood. She's very injured, and she collapses outside of this compound. And guess who finds her? Sticks. It is his MC. He is now the MC president. And he takes her, and he realizes that this is the girl with the wolf eyes that he has been obsessed with for all these years. And so this is what happens to them in their story. So it is very gritty. It is very dark. It is it is the best MC romance hands down ever that I have ever read. But it is very hard to get through at times. You have a lot of child abuse and really bad things that happen to the characters in these books. But Sticks is the ultimate book boyfriend because, no, he cannot talk, which is great. He will sign. He will talk to May. I love when he talks to May. It's perfect. I love when he's able to talk to her. But because, he might be the silent brooding type, but he will burn the world down for you. He will burn it all for him. He might refer to you as his old lady and his bitch, but he will burn the world down for you. And that is no joke. Him and his whole crew.
Did you just clap to enunciate?
You will burn that world down.
Wow.
So I'm sure, and he's just pretty. I mean, in my head, he is anyway.
Okay. So book boyfriend number 4 is Spencer from Help Me Remember by Corinne Michaels. Have you read this yet?
Yep.
Okay.
Nope. Wait, no. I read the next one. I read the second one.
Oh, you have to read this one. It's
and
so
the
good.
second one was really hard. I had a hard time getting through it. It was okay when I did it, but I had to like pick it up and put it down like 3 different times. So
you will not have to put this down.
We'll see.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is about Spencer and Brielle. Brielle wakes up in the hospital and she cannot remember basically the last couple of years. And it turns out her brother is dead and she is the only witness to it. But obviously she can't remember that. So she is told by the authorities and her lawyer that she is not to have anybody try and jog her memory. So wherever she's at in time, they just want everybody to kind of go along with that and let her memories come back naturally. So hopefully she'll remember what happened to her brother and who's responsible for his murder. So Spencer is an investigative reporter and one of her brother's best friends, and she's obviously known him for a very long time. And he agrees to help her just kind of go through things and try and piece back her memories without giving her any information. And as he's helping her do this, they start to kind of fall for each other. And then Brielle finds an engagement ring in her house, and she has no idea who gave it to her or why she has it. And so she starts to think, maybe I don't really want to remember because I really, really am liking Spencer. Do I want to go back to whatever life that I had before? So that is this story. Spencer is like the ultimate book boyfriend because he's incredibly patient. He truly cares about Brielle and he is very protective of her. He's super sweet and he's very supportive as she's going through this and trying to figure out her memories and piece together what happened, while also dealing with the fact that her brother, who she's extremely close to, is been murdered. And she has a lot of pressure and guilt because she's like, if I could just remember, I would know what happened to my brother. So Spencer is wonderful.
Okay.
Not as wonderful as Pike or Lucky, but he's up there.
I'm about to either make people really mad or break all their hearts all over again with my next one. And it's Dominic. Dom. For those who've read it, damn. Okay. So this is the Ravenhood series by Kate Stewart. You got Flock and then whatever the other ones are afterwards. But, we all try to forget because it's too heartbreaking. So Dom is one of 2 heroes in this book. No, it is not a love triangle. Well, is it? I don't know. Do we call it a love triangle, Mandy? Love. Anyhow, there's not a lot you can say about these books. It's about Cecilia and these guys, okay? So Cecilia goes to town. She has to go live with her dad for the summer to get her inheritance, and she goes to work at this factory. She meets Tyler, and she meets Dominic, and they're best friends. Now, Dom is our silent, brooding asshole type yet again, and it takes a while for him to warm up to her. There's not a lot that I can say about this because, again, if you haven't read it, you need to read it, and you need to keep plugging through with it. But I mean, Dom he loves rainy days, okay? The man just likes to read books on rainy days. I mean, who doesn't want that? Not to mention it's the whole, coffee black. I mean, yeah, he likes his coffee black and his eggs runny, but he likes his cars fast. So, when you know, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Dom. I mean, I was just opening the book. I just opened it earlier, and I opened it to that whole page where he's like, eggs ready, coffee black, beer cold, cars fast. And I was like, I'm just gonna live here. Okay.
All right.
I'm just gonna sit here and hold my book.
Okay, so my last book boyfriend is Read from Wild with Kay Webster.
Oh yeah. Oh, I just got, you're gonna love this. I just got through Pango the special edition Wild that was out forever ago. Cover. Which
I'm joking.
Why not? I don't keep him as my book boyfriend.
It's not my book boyfriend.
You know what? He's a runner-up on mine.
Wild is a very, very, if you've not read anything Kay Webster or you're not familiar with Kay Webster, she writes very taboo books with good plot. That's like her whole purpose in her writing. Wild is very taboo. Like it doesn't probably get much more taboo than Wild. So that was just a joke. So sorry.
You know what? You're joking about it, but I'm over here like, okay, yeah. Yeah. I have him. I keep him.
So now I'm regretting my next choice because mine have all been pretty like true, wonderful book boyfriends. Okay. If the way you were complaining about your husband earlier this morning, if you actually had one of these book boyfriends, you would be pissy all the time and complaining to me. And I'm not here for that. Okay, my next book boyfriend or my last book boyfriend is Garrett from L. Kennedy's The Deal.
Okay.
I know.
I still think I think Reed would be better.
Okay, so this is about Garrett and Hannah. This is a much more tame version than Wild. So Hannah is wanting to get the reason. Okay, this is why I picked Garrett, because Garrett falls first and he does everything he can for Hannah. And that's kind of my theme with my book boyfriends, the book boyfriends that are still manly, but want to do whatever they can to help their significant other or the girl that they like, or in some cases, girlfriend, just have a better life. And like they just want to treat her and make sure life is great for her. So that's kind of like where I went with my book boyfriends, not like down and dirty. So Garrett is a hockey player.
One of us is fun and one of us isn't. I want him down and dirty.
So are you saying I'm not fun?
Oh, I didn't say that. Your book boyfriends are just a little just not as fun as mine. Whatever. Mine are going to be out causing problems. Yours are going to be home. You probably chose the better, actually.
Thank you. Anyway, Garrett is a hockey player and he is not doing well in school and he wants to go pro, but he has got to get his grades up. So Hannah is going to tutor him in exchange for him helping her get a date with this guy that she has a crush on that doesn't know that she even exists. Hannah has a lot of trauma and some baggage that she's bringing with her. And Garrett is incredibly patient and understanding. And soon they end up sharing a kiss. And from that kiss, things really escalate. And Garrett realizes, oh my gosh, I want to be the guy that Hannah wants. And so that's kind of where this goes. Like he falls first. He helps her with a lot of her trauma that she has. So it's just a really sweet college romance that deals with some darker, heavier themes. But Garrett is all there for Hannah and just adores her once he falls for her. And there's some really funny stuff that happens in the book too.
It's a good book. Yeah. But it was a good book.
It was. Okay, tell us about your last book boyfriend.
Okay, my last book boyfriend is Galloway from Unseen Messages. So this is a chunky boy. So this is Unseen Messages by Pepper Winters. This is about Estelle and Galloway, obviously. So Estelle is a singer-songwriter, and she has just hit this, like her friend put her video out on YouTube, and she went viral. And so she's from Australia, but she is traveling the U.S., doing a tour, and it's time to go home. So she is on a flight, or getting on a flight out of L.A. that will stop in Fiji and then go on to Australia. And so she is in the airport and she's getting on the flight, and there's all these messages along the way. Like her ticket wasn't in the right name or for the right day, and she got stopped at TSA, and then she gets stopped at customs, and then there's a problem when she's boarding. And so there's all these little messages that she's being told to not get on this damn plane is basically what she's being told. Don't get on the plane. And just before she gets on, she sees Galloway. There's an attraction there. They both see each other. He is traveling to Fiji, to an island out on the outskirts of Fiji, to build something. He's like an architect type building guy, and he has a past, and he's very closed off about that past, but he has some trauma in his past, and so he is going there to work. It's almost like building houses for humanity. The what is that called, Mandy?
Habitat for Humanity.
Habitat for Humanity, almost like that. He's going to go build these houses, and he has to get there by a certain time. They also run into another family who happen to have the same last name as the cell. It's a husband and wife and their son and daughter. And along the way, obviously, as you can tell, and you can tell by the blurb, the plane doesn't make it, or one of the planes doesn't make it. And so they're stranded on this island, and there's a couple other people there with them. And it is their survival story. And it is the best survival story ever. Hands down, I devoured this book. I love this book. It actually made me cry. And things don't make me cry. But Galloway is the perfect book boyfriend because he is going to do whatever he can do to make sure that you survive. All right. He is all about it. But I mean, he's just caring and he's loving the way he loves Estelle. And he just wants to be the man for her. Just, man, besides, you get to live on a private island. Okay.
Oh, so he's a caring book boyfriend?
He's caring, but he's an asshole too. He's got the asshole vibes.
Okay, so out of your 5, which is your absolute top book boyfriend?
Oh, Etienne. Hands down, Etienne. Yours?
Mine's a toss-up between Lucky and Pike. I think I would end up going with Pike.
I mean, there's times when I would really want Styx, but
do you know why I could pick Pike?
Why? He's your age?
He could build me bookshelves.
Done.
Oh, but Lucky's a construction worker too, so he could probably build bookshelves. Dang!
Back to it.
Maybe this reverse harem idea is not so bad after all.
I'm telling you what! We finally convinced Mandy to have her own reverse harem. Oh my gosh.
On that note, go check out Bookmarked by Jen's video and Amber Reed's romance video and check out their book boyfriends. Make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us.
And their videos come out on the same day as our video, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll have them linked below.
We'll link them below. Yes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.